Good morning, baseball fans. Welcome back to the channel. We have 8 games in the MLB yesterday that we want to go over for Monday, May 24th. Hopefully, you guys got to catch a couple of games, and it's nice when there's less games because A, I don't have to spend so much time going over all the games, and B, I can actually watch more of the games, and things kicked off in rather interesting fashion yesterday for sure. Before we go into that, please scroll down there, smash that like button, hit that subscription button if you're not a part of this channel already. I'm trying to build a community on here to talk baseball. We also talk a lot of hockey if you're into that kind of thing too, so check out the latest podcast that just came out yesterday regarding the NHL playoffs that are going on. That's pretty much it from me. Hopefully everyone had a pretty good weekend. Up here in Canada, it was a nice long weekend, so back at it today. We'll kick things off with the game in question with the Toronto Blue Jays 8, Tampa Bay Rays 14. This game was interesting. 5-5 going into extras. Tampa Bay had scored 5 runs right off the top of the game. The Jays thought they were going to go to Ross Stripling right off the bat, but then they ended up going to Trent Thornton, and he gave up 5 and before Ross came in, and we'll give him the credit here. He went 7 innings, 0 earned runs, 7 Ks, and the Jays actually came back here, tied it up at 5 off a bunch of home runs. Let's just go off this home run list here. Toronto had Gurriel Jr. hit his 3rd of the season. Vladdy Guerrero Jr. had 2. He's now up to 15, tied with Acuna, and stats are that this is the youngest duo since Trout and Bryce Harper were on top of the leaderboard of home runs at above 15, the youngest duo. And then before that, you have to go all the way back to the Ken Griffey days, which is pretty interesting. Teoscar Hernandez hits his 7th, and Semien hits his 12th of the season. So the Jays' home runs parade was very rampant in this game. On the other side, Wendell hit his 6th of the season, and it was a grand slam in that first inning. After that, Jays bullpen did pretty good to Ross Stripling, if you call that bullpen. But then the extras came, and they gave up 2 in the top of the 10th, and they managed to tie it up with a home run in that situation. But in the 11th came around, and their bullpen fell apart. 7 runs in the 11th inning, and they just couldn't do it. Jays have now lost 6 in a row, and on the other side, Tampa Bay has won 11 in a row. So these are 2 teams in the same division going in completely opposite directions. Coming into this series of the preview of the weekend, I thought that this would be a split series, or that whoever won the first game would probably take the majority of the games. And sure enough, the Rays won that first game in extras and kind of came up to a 4-game sweep of the Jays. It was pretty disastrous for the Jays. The bullpen really showing some signs of fatigue or just inexperience from them. So that's a pretty rough weekend for the Blue Jays. Next up, we got Marlins 9, Phillies 6. Marlins coming off that series win of the New York Mets. They bring on the Phillies now, another series rival, and they get it done. They're on a little bit of a heater here, and I've been saying it now for the past couple of days. They have a shot at this division, and this is only going to help their shot, playing the teams in front of them and beating them. This game was back and forth in the beginning of the game, back and forth, 1-1, 2-2, and then the Marlins in the 6th busted it wide open and scored 7 runs over the course of the 3 innings. It looks a lot closer than it was, and it's because the Phillies put on 4 in the very last inning. It was 9-2 going into that. Pretty much out of reach at that point. Brad Miller for the Phillies hit his 5th of the season. We're still not really seeing Harper in the lineup, which for the Phillies, of course, is going to be pretty devastating. Duvall for the Marlins hits his 9th of the season. Aguilar had a 2-hit night as well, and that 3-run home run, pretty much a big difference in this game. Trevor Rogers goes 5, 1 earned run, 5 Ks. The guy continues to give the Marlins a chance to win every time he starts, and then their bullpen comes in and closes the door. Mormon Menando ends up giving up 4 earned runs, and they have to bring in someone else to get the close, but they get it done. 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 6 Ks for Jack Eflin, and they lose that one for him. Next up, we got the Indians 6, Tigers 5, and this one, the Tigers were out early, but once the Indians kind of closed the gap in the 6th, it was 3-3, and then in the 7th, they put up 3 of their own to get a 6-3 lead, and they were able to hold on. Tigers did threaten in the bottom of the 7th, but they only put up 2 and ended up being a 1 1-run game. Castro for the Tigers hits his third of the season. We have no home runs for the Indians. Eddie Rosario had a 2-hit night, and Bowers had a 3-hit night for them. For the Tigers, a bunch of guys with single nut runs. Castro and Goodrum had 2-hit nights, but Henches, I don't even know how to pronounce the Indians starter's name. He went 3 earned runs, 7 Ks. Helps his ERA come down a little bit. Bullpen gets a bunch of holds along the way, and Class gets his 8th save of the season. Turnbull, coming off that no-hitter last time, 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 3 Ks in the no decision. Bullpen comes in, unfortunately, doesn't get it done for them. I like this name, Funkhauser. It's the first time I've seen that name, but welcome to the league, Funkhauser. Moving along, we got Rockies 3, Mets 2, and the Rockies are on a little bit of a streak here, and gotta love it. 19-29 now in the season, and the Mets dropped to 21-20, close to 500, and like I said, really tight race between all the teams in this National League East. Mets not taking advantage. They're having a lot of injuries, and Lindor continues to struggle. He had no hits in this game, 189 batting average. Home runs, we got Ryan McMahon hitting his 12th of the season, and Edward Diaz hitting his 1st of the season for the Rockies. And then for the Mets, we have James McCann hitting his 2nd of the season, and Drury hitting his 1st. So both their runs coming off home runs, coming off guys that don't really hit home runs. The Mets are still looking for someone to step up with some offense here. When we were doing the preview at the beginning of the weekend of some of the games that we wanted to watch, and Mets were a part of that, it became pretty clear that out of all the 10 teams we previewed, they had the worst power numbers and offensive numbers of all the teams. So starting to catch up with them in this little streak they're on. Peterson goes 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 3 Ks, and Gomber starting to come around. I think that's back-to-back starts. This guy's had pretty amazing starts. 8 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 8 Ks, and I'll say it again, he's the big piece that came back in the Arenado trade, so seeing him succeed for the Rockies is what they want to see because they gave up such a core piece of their team. Twins 8, Orioles 3, and Twins might be on a little bit of a comeback here. Might be a little bit too deep in the season, but I don't know. Like we're in May, so really anything can go. Any team can come back. They're only 11 games under 500. So if they play 700 baseball the rest of the way, they might have a shot at this. But the Chicago White Sox are pretty up there and there. They'll have to pass Cleveland, and the Royals are even good this year. So a lot of ground to cover, but what better way than to come in and knock Baltimore around. Baltimore might be that team that gets you right when you need to. Cedric Mullins with 1 hit here, 0 RBIs. I saw this. I don't know for sure, but I'm just going to spout it again. That Mullins, it's not Mullins. It's Trey Mancini, the man who suffered some colon cancer last year and missed the season and coming back. He's leading the league in RBIs, potentially. I think that might have been going into this season. Let's see. Yeah, he is leading. So he's leading the league in RBIs right now. He's up to 41. So I just want to give, at least Baltimore's having a rough season. Got to give him a little bit of a shout out there. Good job, Trey Mancini. Lenark gets his 2nd home run of the season, and Garlick hits his 3rd. With John Means on the mound. Again, Means is having a great season. He's just not getting the help. 7 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. Keeping it very close going late into this game, and then the bullpen just completely falls apart. Blown save. What's that? 5 earned runs in that 1 inning, and then Wells comes in at the end. Shoemaker goes 6, 1 earned run, 3 Ks himself. But that bottom of the 8th is what was the difference. There's 3-2 going into that moment. So the Twins, a late inning comeback off the Orioles bullpen. Maybe this is the spark that gets them going this season. We'll see. Brewers 5, Padres 3. Brewers were out 5-0. Padres added 3 in the top of the 9th, so it's not really anything to write home about. And it's all the Brandon Woodruff show. 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 8 Ks against this team. And Snell continues to be pretty much a struggler this season. He goes 3.2, 5 earned runs, 7 Ks. He doesn't often go past 5 innings. His ERA is up to 4.5. So this isn't what the Padres signed up for when they thought they were getting Snell. And Tampa probably looking pretty good right now, getting rid of him right when they did. Tommy Pham gets his 2nd home run of the season. It's in the 9th, and it's kind of irrelevant. Pena hits his 4th this season off Snell, and Aviles Garcia hits his 8th of the season as well off of Snell. So Snell gives up a couple of home runs, and that ends up being the difference in this game. So yeah, one of them's a 2-run shot, one's a solo shot. Brewers win. White Sox 5, Cardinals 1. So the White Sox looking for that big bounce back that they need after being swept by the Yankees over the weekend. They bring Lance Lynn to the mound, who gets his first start against his own form. The team he started in the league with, the St. Louis Cardinals, he said after the game that this was the most hype he's been for a baseball game in a while, maybe ever. 7 innings pitched, 1 earned, around 4 Ks. He had a hell of a performance. Went 104 pitches on this. Side Kim, same amount of pitches, 5.2 innings, 3 earned runs, 5 Ks in the loss, the second loss of the season. And Kopech comes in for the White Sox, closes the door. He does a nice 2-inning relief appearance for them. Vaughn hits his 4th home run of the season for the White Sox, and there's none for the Cardinals. But yeah, this is the kind of game that the Cardinals, or not the Cardinals, the White Sox kind of wanted. They want to bounce back. I was kind of talking about, too, in the last review video of how the White Sox, they've done well against the poor teams in their division, but let's see them start winning some more games against other teams, because they were basically 500 against anyone outside their division, and this is a good start against a good team in the Cardinals. It's a good start to win. That brings us to the last game of the night. Only 8 games on this awesome Monday. We had the Mariners 4, Athletics 2, so the Mariners, their streak comes to an end, and it seems to be Kelenic being the big up and downer. So when he's going over, they're losing, but he's hitting, they're winning. And he hit his 2nd home run of the season, and this one off Frankie Montez, solo shot. And Lewis also hit his 4th home run of the season. So a couple of guys here. Haniger continues to be probably the star of this team. He had a 2-hit night. On the other side, Canna joins the 10 home run club, hits his 10th of the season, and that pretty much settles it for them. Frankie Montez goes 6, 4 earned runs, has 11 Ks. And Kikuchi gets 6 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 3 Ks. It gets his 2nd win of the season. Pretty sure he's been sitting on 1 win for quite a while, so it's nice to see. And then the bullpen comes in and closes the door on these A's, giving up only 1 earned run late in the 8th inning there. But yeah, the Mariners win that one. And that basically is the Monday that we had. We only had 8 games, so not every team to talk about, but we'll be right back at it going into Tuesday. Let me know what you guys saw yesterday, even over the weekend, Monday, what kind of games you saw, what little action you saw, and what you want to see, and what series are you looking forward to this week. Let me know, comments below, and we will see you guys for that next video.